Haywood. Find me 24 competitors with attitude.
It's judging time. Hollywood Haywood.
Toadster Thomas.
And A-List Alderson.
AList Promo Showcase! AList Promo Showcase! AList Promo Showcase! Who will win the Promo Showcase?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the A-List Promo Showcase 2023. We are in the redemption round, and I am joined by my co-conspirators to my left and right, Mr. Hollywood Haywood and Toadster Thomas. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
Good golly, ready for some redemption.
Second chances.
Second chances. These are the special words of the day, folks. What we have on store for you are a handful of contenders hoping to get another shot. 3 of them will have the chance to get into the one spot that's in the bracket, which will be voted on by the men who made it to the next round already. This is a dynamic like which we have never seen before. Haywood, how do you think it's going to play out from the people who are in the one side pulling from the other?
Well, I mean, once we decide the 3 that they get to vote from, I mean, I know what I would do. You know, I know what I would do.
What do you think is going to play out in this one, huh?
Look, I'm just excited. Everybody deserves a second chance. Redemption. I can't wait.
But we're redeeming them for the ultimate screw job, possibly, from their opponents.
There's no telling what's going to happen in the A-List Promo Showcase.
I just appreciate all their efforts, and that's number 1.
That's what this is all about, making the effort to come out here, brand yourself, present, make a good show worth seeing. And, folks, we have got a show worth seeing. Things have been taking off. Our followers are jumping. Our views are climbing. And we want to keep that flow going. So please tell your friends what you are involved with. Get into the deal. Have a good time like we are. Now, before we get into today's redemption round, I got some unfortunate news. We have some individuals who were slated to be involved today who are not able to participate. I'm going to start with Fetish. I got a notice from Fetish, and it says the following. Quote me, please. I'm not coming, A-List. You can't make me.
But Fetish is always coming.
A-List can't make Fetish come, so we are not going to see Fetish today. Also, there was the gentleman who was the John Cena fan. Unfortunately, he left us no contact information whatsoever, down to a name to call him. We were not able to get him back into the action today. And Sam Spade had to work overtime, which is an unfortunate deal, but he is excited to see the rest of the action, as am I. However, a consolation prize is in place right here. We have had a last-minute entrant step up, and we're going to put him right into the right of redemption round. So, ladies and gentlemen, a first. This is a second chance bracket, but we're going to see a first appearance. Let's take a look. Yes, hello, folks. This is RYK, keeping you up to the latest of the date with the newest of the happenings. And coming up here next to me is an act worth seeing. Ladies and gentlemen, your first appearance. Come on in, sir. Tell the people about yourself.
Thank you, Rick. My name is Joe Gernot. I am the Juggernaut. And in the professional wrestling world, I'm the best. Other people might think that they are. That's not true. It's me. It's not even close. Like, they're here, I'm here, and I'm gonna show everybody out there that when you're messing with the best, you're gonna get run over by the Juggernaut. You know, people think they can come out here with their words and phrases like there's some kind of quality entertainment. They're not. I've seen it. They're not. They haven't seen me. I am. That's the difference between the Juggernaut and the rest of the world that you've seen, that I've seen. Have you seen what I've seen, Rick? Because I've seen it. And I'm going to show you something different. Something better. Something beyond better than what you've seen. Because you haven't seen it yet. And when Joe Gernot comes in there and does his thing.
Well, folks, there you have it. That won't be the last you hear from Joe Gernot, the Juggernaut.
You're going to know.
Or maybe it is.
Everybody's going to know. The world's going to know. Because I'm.
All right. Joe Gernot. Toaster, you're shaking your head the hardest. Why don't you go first?
Thank God he got cut off by RYK. Good going, RYK. You did a good job.
RYK. That was.
Leave it to RYK.
Haywood, you see something different than everybody else here?
I see a guy that likes to repeat himself but isn't sure about what he's saying whatsoever.
Well,
I mean, you promised us that this was going to be like a blockbuster like thing that we had to have him on the show. How did this get by you, A-lister?
Well, you see, when RYK works, he's generally a very respectable and renowned individual. Now, had I known that he had the enthusiasm that he did, first of all, Joe Gernot, I'm going to call him Glass Joe Gernot because that seems to be a more fitting representation of what he put out there. He doesn't have the physique like I do. It looks like the guy next to him wasn't even there. He might as well not have been in the same place at the same time. Folks, if you want to be a competitive promo man, this is not the package that we are looking for. I think everybody is in agreement on that one. Now,
it's the opposite of what we're looking for.
The opposite of what we're looking for. Would you like to see the real second chances?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to tell you something. I've got a feeling, an overwhelming feeling, that these guys embraced the advice that we gave them, and we're going to see a round worth seeing, and we're going to start it now.
That didn't really sell himself to me. What I liked was the vision of this confidence. What I liked would have been to have seen how highly he thinks of himself.
I was the letdown. I let everybody down. And you know what? That's okay. Because still, I'm the best of the best, better than the rest. I will fight for it. I will scratch for it. I will bleed for it. It doesn't matter. Because this is redemption, and AJ can be redeemed. This is my one and last shot to get in foundation. This is my one and last shot to prove to everybody who's ever doubted me that I can still do it. It doesn't matter if you're Dante Black. It doesn't matter if you're Damian Wolf. It doesn't matter if you're the righteous true soul star. It doesn't matter if you're the Bronx Bomber. Nobody's gonna get in my way from finally claiming what's mine. See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like a straight bullet. People think I go one way, but I complete other. Why? Because I can. That's what I do. So I want you people, you stupid, ignorant people, to keep underestimating me. Keep saying that I can't do it. Keep saying that I won't do it. Because when I do it, I'll be laughing in your faces. Because why not, right? I am AJ Storm. This is my redemption story. And this right here is why I'm better than you. I'm better than the other people that are watching. I'm better than everybody. Don't like that. Don't care. You can call the 1-800 fuck your feelings number. Don't feel bad though. They have a bad case not picking up.
AJ Storm firing up Hollywood Haywood. I'm going to let you take the lead in this endeavor.
Well, here's what I liked. He got his ass up out of bed this time. He got his ass up out of bed, and he showed us that he's a hardworking man. But here's what I didn't like. In showing us that he's a hardworking man, he did this, the environment where he's doing it. Now, if that was part of the gimmick, I'd be all in. But that's not part of the gimmick, I don't think. I don't think he's trying to be the hard-working man. You know what I mean?
Toaster, tell me your impressions of what AJ Storm brought this time around.
I agree with Mr. Haywood over there. Definitely needs a better background, but I do appreciate the energy, and I do appreciate that he paid attention, named some guys in this tournament that he was going to maybe come after, you know, whatever. But he paid attention. Definitely a better job than last time.
Absolutely.
I will concur. I will concur with what the two of you guys have said. He has a lot more energy and involvement this go around. He did the landscape deal. We're not looking at just the upper half of his face with the ceiling behind him. Now, his choice of environment, here's something that you want to consider. This is free promo advice to everybody. There are three major parts to doing a promo. You've got the verbal delivery, you've got the visual presentation, and you've got the theoretical premise. Now, if any of those is lacking significantly, we're going to notice it. And what stood out this time around was the visual presentation that AJ Storm continues to fall behind on. When you're talking in front of whatever kind of drug rug that was, you know, that needs to fit into the theoretical premise, and I don't think it did. I think he's got what he needs to have as far as verbal delivery, and he's got his mindset right on the theoretical premise, but put it all together and make it make sense end to end. So, folks, with that, we're going to move on to our next Redeemer. Get ready. Hold your hats.
Well, isn't this a fine pickle? I find myself in the redemption bracket for A-List Alverson's showcase. That's interesting. It seems judges didn't understand half of what I was saying when I took you all into this world of unimaginable horrors, because my words can take you in several different directions while everybody else's can take you in one. Because I don't have to convince you that I'm some kind of badass. I don't have to convince you that I'm some kind of ass kicker. I don't have to convince you that I'm going to bludgeon you to death in the center of that ring when we meet face to face. Because all you gotta do is look into these eyes, stare into them, tell me what you see. Because chances are, you're going to see things that you don't like. Chances are, you're going to see things that you don't want to face, which are your worst fears, your worst nightmares, your worst night terrors, your worst childhood traumas that you thought you forgot. Simply put, I can take you into this world. Because everybody else goes in one direction, I'll take you in seven, while still leading you to the very end. And then you wonder, how does this puzzle all come together? You have to watch it, play it back. That's the trick. That's the magic to this whole thing. That's what I bring to the table, because I don't have to convince you that I can kick your ass. I don't have to convince you that I can bludgeon you to death with some kind of weapon. All I have to do is convince you to follow me. Follow Words of the Vagabond. You're going to be singing his song eventually. Simply put, every time I get on the screen, you never know what you're going to do. You never know what to expect. Because it's always expect the unexpected. Until you don't see it coming.
Vagabond putting it together with the presentation, showing the media package all together. Very, very intriguing what this gentleman did here. I like that he was able to keep it coherent from start to finish and still show the versatility of his character. I would like it if he worked on his orientation a bit. It became obvious that he was looking down into his camera just with the way of the angle of the world behind him. If that is not done on purpose, it can kind of stand out for the wrong reason. Another observation of mine was that the last 30 seconds was very similar to the first 30 seconds. Haywood, do you have anything to add to this one?
I like that he took my advice from the last round when I said it was too overwhelming. So he did the switch, and this time, instead of all the echoes and all the extra stuff on the screen, we actually could see this form, this character, and this time I could understand what that character was saying. So that shows me that he did listen and is trying to redeem himself. I do agree with you that the last 30 sounded like the first 30.
Tonster, if you'd like to take yourself off of mute and chime in on this, we'd be happy to have you.
I
told you it's a lot easier when you do it there.
I understand. I'm all about working smarter.
I did mute it though. I am the one that muted it. Just saying.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to count for something. But anyway, I really liked seeing his eyes more this time. You could tell a lot by the eyes. That tells a story in itself. He used the word follow a lot. And I am. I'm going to follow you more because I'm very curious where this is going to go. I heard you. You listened to us about it being overwhelming last time. Very good job, Vagabond.
All right, gentlemen, we are at the halfway point. We are going to get to our next Redeemer. Let's see who's on deck.
Ladies and gentlemen of the A-List Showcase, I am here in a redemption match, which I shouldn't have been in the first place anyway. But somebody said they thought I'd given all I had to give, that I didn't have any more, that I was not capable of giving more. Well, let me tell you something. You are dead wrong, and that is exactly why I belong here, because I have plenty more to give. There is more in the tank, and I am saving it for the showcase. I'm not going to blast it all out here and dump everything in the first 5 seconds. I am putting this on the line because that is what I have. And I will put everything on the line. I am here to win. I am here to put on a show. Wow the judges and woo the fans. That is what Eric Davidson does. And if you think my last promo was all I had to give, you, sir, are dead wrong. You couldn't be further from the truth. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because even the t-shirt says it. Right here, my friend. Champion. That's exactly what I am and exactly what I will be. I am here to dominate, and anything and everything that stands in my way had best get ready, because there's a bulldozer coming through and it can't be stopped. And that is the bottom line, because I said so.
All right, Eric Davidson taking exception to being called out for having nothing left in the tank. Toaster, I'm going to send it over to you on the first go.
Woo! ED came out pissed. He had energy. He explained himself well into it, and then it happened. He showed the shirt, said, look what it says right here. It says champion. But it said it backwards. I mean, that's got to mean something. Don't show the shirt. You did great up until I saw the champion shirt backwards. And I didn't like the Stone Cold little reference. You know, try to stay away from other wrestlers. Other than that, you did a great job.
All right. Toaster dings him on originality and mirrored images. Haywood, how did you see it?
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Toaster. And this... You know, this ain't going to happen often that I agree with your ass. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But as soon as I was sold, the energy, I was feeling the vibe. And, dude, you know I'm all about taking the shirt off because I do it all the time, my good golly self. But let me tell you, when it was backwards like that, I lost a little bit of it. You know, I started to laugh. And I hate to say that out loud, but I did. I started to laugh because I know the intention was there. And all he had to do was do a little trick with the editing mirror, you know, and it fixes it. But, man, he did listen. He listened. He brought energy, and he showed us that maybe he deserves to be redeemed.
Very good job.
Going back to what I was talking about at the top of the program, you've got the theoretical premise. He is pissed off that we undersold him. You've got the verbal delivery. He was bringing the fire, hard hitting and ready to fight. And then you've got the visual presentation of of the backwards champion, and it just all falls apart from there. I noticed his change in wardrobe too. I don't know if that was significant or if he just happened to be wearing the cop uniform at the time, and that's what he had in mind. You want to have character integration end to end to build the package. It all needs to make sense if you're going to be a top guy.
Right, more continuity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
So with that, we're going to move on. We got another entrant. Let's take a look at what's next on tap.
Ladies and gentlemen of the A-List Showcase Tournament, the redemption round were 6 individuals. Myself and 5 other jabronis are wanting to fight to get in that tournament and not walk away from it. I got the dog tags last time. But you know what? That is just a pure joke. You see, I wasn't aggressive enough. You guys think that I'm a joke? The joke's gonna be on you when I beat the other 5 in this redemption round. And I become number 16 in that tournament. And when I do, you will all regret laughing at me. The mistakes I did last week was just that, a mistake. And like I said, I'm adapting. I'm not gonna quit. But you, all of you, what were you thinking? Underestimating the lone wolf. Thinking he didn't have what it took. Well, guess what? At redemption round, it's gonna be in my time, where I'm gonna get number 16, and I will beat the A-List tournament and become the A-List one.
All right, Lone Wolf Johnny coming in for a second shot. A little bit of syntax error, or at least spatial perception as far as how many people are involved in this round. I do like that he mentioned the stakes. I do like that he focused on a point of interest, saying how we undersold him. Again, this is about redemption, so sticking with the theme was good. I felt that his visual presentation was better this time around. However, I also felt that he ran out of things to say well before his time was up. Haywood, you got an input on that?
Well, I was a big fan of the Woods last time, so I'm not going to pretend like I don't like the Woods better, but I do like the way he looked on screen better this time because he wasn't bleeding into the green screen. I didn't notice a lot of that at all, if any. And what I'm going to tell you, he came with more intensity. He is saying he deserves to be here, and I'm going to be honest, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. Of course, I'm buying it from all the other competitors because this has been hot fire tonight.
Definitely a hot round tonight. Toaster, let's get your input on Lone Wolf Johnny for his redemption.
Yeah, I mean, I think it did get a little redundant. It felt like he said the same thing in different ways.
But isn't that what we do? Isn't that what? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but isn't that what we kind of do? I mean, in a way, you gotta find other creative ways to say the same thing.
You gotta form fit to your audience. You gotta find to the theme, and you gotta make it last for the amount of time you're allotted, engagingly.
I mean, what I liked was I liked his background better this time, and I didn't care for the music along with it. It was a little too classical.
You're not a Gunther fan? Come on, we're wrestling fans. This is
I'm not.
All right, Lone Wolf Johnny. He's done a good job. I think overall it was better than his first incarnation.
I think it was miles better.
Miles better, right. And he ain't even traveling this time. But you know what? We're coming up to the end of the deal. We got 2 more. 2 more. Would you like to see who's next?
Oh yes.
A-List. It is the truly righteous Jesus freak. I'm here in the redemption round. Why am I here? You know, something simple. But you know, tonight, I'm going to prove I deserve to be in the A-List. And I'm sure to show up blessed out. I put in the hard work. I'm going to do it in this tournament, show why I deserve to be at the top. I deserve to be one of the last finalists in this tournament because God, I can do all things who strengthens me. And I'm coming like the Lion of Judah. You know, and like it says, you know, like I said before, I share it again. Like when David, right, he killed Goliath, right? He wasn't scared because he saw the one who could do all things. God was on his side. When God's on your side, you don't have to be afraid. You don't need to be afraid. So he went up there he cut his head off. He did what he had to do because God was on his side. God's on my side. In this tournament, you're going to see not just any revolution. You're going to see a Jesus revolution here in the A-List showcase. If you put me in this tournament, you will not be disappointed. I'm going to bless every single one of my opponents. So we love you and praise you, Lord, and we worship you in your awesome mighty name. We stand A-List. Amen and amen.
A-List, amen.
Have you ever had anybody pray to you? A-List.
That makes me feel good. The warmth inside. A-List, amen. I feel like I should own that one. My goodness. Never did I think that purple and yellow would be a color scheme that I see together on screen at the same time. This man is having fun. Right. I mean, he is out there doing his thing, moving his limbs, putting it all on the line. I feel like I just see the joy that he's having, and there must be something good inside this Jesus juice. What do you think, Haywood?
I'm gonna tell you. Thompson said, "I like to see people having fun." Yeah, and when you have fun, you're really becoming. You're living your character. And this guy, from what we saw last time to this time, now I know what truly righteous Soul Star really is all about. However, although his presentation was miles better than it was last time, he still needs to fix his lighting just a tad because he's bleeding into that background. But man, this might be the most fun promo we've seen in the redemption round.
Toaster, let's get your input.
I just want to know what being half naked has to do with being a Jesus freak. You know, I mean, coming like the Lion of Judah, baby. Woo! Let me tell you.
Hey, look, I think it does because, I mean, Adam and Eve, I mean, look, all they have was that flower. At least he's got on his wrestling tights or boxer briefs.
That fun is infectious. Let me tell you, when I'm going on a cruise, and I'm going to put my black Speedo over my purple underwear, and I'm going to have a hell of a time. Well, I should say a heaven of a time. Like on screen there. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We got one more that's got to come up here. Let's see who's ready to get redeemed.
Greatness.
I look around to the people currently in my same situation, and I am in pure disgust. I try to be honest with you. I try to tell you who the man behind the greatness truly is, but instead of recognizing a real talent, instead of recognizing what the intention is, you want me to fight for redemption? Look at the stats, look at the accolades, look at what I do every time I step in front of a microphone, in front of a camera. I shine. I think about what I'm going to say as it's coming out because it's naturally just the words that are coming from my soul, the words that are coming from my heart and out to what you see. And to think that that wasn't enough for you shows you that you don't understand the purpose of what it is that we do for pure elevation, for pure innovation. Just dominating using only words takes a real talent, and that is what I am. That is what I've always been, and that is what I've been meant to be, and that is why I am successful successful everywhere that I go. And so if you want, in fact, I'm not fighting for redemption here. This is your redemption for the terrible choice you made. I better move on to the next round, and I will continue to prove why it's not subjective when you're just that damn good. I am the very best, and you better recognize.
DB greatness. Oh my goodness. Bringing it in all the way. I love this for the same reasons that I hate it, because he came out here and showed the real deal, what he was talking about before. He showed us that it exists, but he's also said that he's doing us the favor by even coming out here. This isn't redemption. This is our opportunity to recognize, which to me is akin to going into a church and saying, God, you're lucky I showed up today. Hollywood.
Oh man, you must have let Soulstar really get to your damn head, because for what you just said is exactly why I was impressed, because he came in here and said and made it our privilege to see him, you know, and you're. I really think Soulstar got to you. That's all I can say. He, on his last one, he told us what he was capable of, and he came out here and he showed us. And I'm going to tell you something else too. That man's packing some serious guns, and I'm a little afraid for our safety.
Toaster, you saw the gun show. What are you feeling?
That was, in my eyes, a wrestling promo. Presence, confidence, the eyes, the mannerisms.
The body language was amazing.
Everything. That's what I'm looking for. Great job, DB.
All right, gentlemen.
You really didn't like that guy, A-lister, because you felt like he was not praying to you like Soulstar?
I'm not
really?
saying I didn't like him. I'm saying know who you're working for is what I'm saying. If the purpose of this is to get the guys on your side, say things that'll make them on your side.
I don't know. I'm still going. I think you Soulstar pumped your head too big, called you God. That's
well,
it.
Hey, listen, that is no fault of mine. If I get blessed and anointed by the righteous one, then what else am I to do here? I'm just a common professional, right? Folks, we have exhausted the entrance, so the time now, the responsibility of the three gentlemen on screen is for each of us to choose a nominee. We're going to pick one person from the field.
And you're going to go first, Richard.
And I'm going to go first. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the man that said, A-list, amen. And I put Soulstar on the ballot to get back into the bracket for that 16th spot. He's my pick. No apologies. Toaster, I'm going to let you go next.
Why, thank you very much. I mean, this guy made it easy for me. And we saved the best for last. DB, you're moving up. Well, I picked DB.
All right, TB gets picked by Toaster. I can see that Haywood is pissed because if you hadn't called it already, it would have been yours, right? But you
no,
actually,
you wouldn't have. I thought that you were going to be shiesty and take DB first, but you know you didn't. So now you put me in a pickle because I'm.
Why would I? Why would I pick DB first? The guy told me that I was beneath seeing him.
Well, I know.
Why would I want to see him again?
The bigger person, but instead you picked the person that praised you as a god.
I'm 6'2". I ain't got to be no bigger person than me. Now listen, you still got somebody to pick. All right, if you want to, just go ahead and say Joe Gernot if you're going to be like that. But we need one more person on the ballot.
This is tough for me because I got two that I really like here.
All right, well, walk us through your thought process. Let's.
I don't envy you.
We saw.
I'm going to tell you, I'm torn between Lone Wolf Johnny and Vagabond here.
Oh.
Okay.
I am, and I'm looking. What I'm really looking for is which one fixed more of the issues we had from last time. That's what I'm looking for here.
I will say it was a marked improvement by both men this time around. What I would consider is who had more to improve versus who improved more, and keep in mind when they go into the next round who can continue to improve based on what they've shown you today.
I got to go with Vagabond.
Vagabond, back in the mix. So, folks, your nominees for the 16th spot in the bracket are DB Greatness, Truly Righteous Soul Star, and the Vagabond. These three men will be voted on by the 15 who are currently in the bracket. When we get the answer, we will put that name in. And the next time you see the three of us on screen, it is going to be the first round of tournament action. We're going to give you 4 matches that you are going to love seeing. Thank you all for coming to the show tonight. I'm A-List Alderson, Toaster the Dumbest, Hollywood Haywood. We love you. I hope you love us. Take care now.
God bless A-List.